Hello lovely people, today I'm going to make a cheat sheet of sorts about petticoats. When we start the lolita, it can be common to focus on coveting main pieces and leaving the petticoat till the end, perhaps opting for the cheapest option as it's technically not seen and it seems like the most economical choice. My experience as a lolita and historical costumer means I've learned a thing or two about petticoats, and having fallen into some pitfalls, I can help you do better than me at the beginning of your journey. So petticoats throughout history have come in a variety of shapes and sizes to add volume to a range of garments. In lolita, it's about adding volume to the dress to get that iconic silhouette. But even in lolita, not all dresses are created equal. For example, a lot of old school lolitas had narrower petticoats, if any, as the rules were solidifying. In the 2010s, OTT suite era, and on runways, petticoats tend to be really full. So how do we go about choosing a petticoat? I've made a little table here to help you see the options you have and to choose the right one for you. Starting with shape, you'll typically get a cupcake shape, which resembles a cupcake surprisingly, and sometimes A-line. A-line is more typical in old school and classic lolita styles, so looking at the shape of your OPs, JSKs or skirts, you can help inform this decision. The fullness is also something to consider. A narrower petticoat tends to suit more old school styles. An average petticoat will work with pretty much any cord, but maybe you like that super poofy look, especially if you do styles like OTT suite. The length isn't too much to consider. You tend to get a standard length designed to fit most dresses and skirts, so you won't have to worry too much. A problem may arise if you have a long length dress. This tends to pop up in classic lolita brands, so just pay attention to your cohorts. If you like longer dresses, check your buying a longer petticoat. Fabric. Historically, petticoats are made of a variety of materials for different purposes, such as wool for keeping warm or a cooler cotton for warmer weather. But today you'll typically get a tulle or chiffon petticoat. Tulle might also be known as net or dress net due to the net-like shape and relies on its stiff structure to create volume. This can lead to it being lighter and cheaper as it relies more on stiffness and air compared to the volume of fabric, but it can suffer from wilting. The stiffness can completely wither and die. The weight of the dress or just existing in it can compact the tulle, and if there's not many layers of it, then you've just got a slip or something. You might see this type of material built-in petticoats like my old school Baby the Starshine Bright skirt, and I use this fabric in constructing my own inbuilt petticoats, so I'm not against it despite its shortcomings. To prolong its life, it's good practice to store them inside out. The chiffon petticoats are layers of a lightweight fabric such as chiffon, often with some pleats as a way to create further fullness. They rely more on the volume of fabric than structure and air, so they are slightly heavier and more expensive as they can take more fabric to make. This does make them less prone to wilting as there's less air to be squashed out over time. I still store mine inside out, but I'm not sure how essential it is for this type. It's just a force of habit. There may also be a hybrid of both fabrics depending on the desired silhouette. If you're getting some analysis paralysis, I'd recommend starting with a cupcake shape, average fullness, standard length chiffon petticoat. It'll fit most dresses and skirts, it can still work under a very A-line silhouette, and probably won't look awful under a narrower old school silhouette. If you have some longer dresses, you can supplement it with things like decorative underskirts, and the chiffon style will tend to last longer and be lower maintenance. Now onto the pitfalls. I don't have personal experience with this, but I've known American lolitas, especially back in the old school days, use square dance petticoats. I don't really know what constitutes a square dance petticoat, but they have voiced that the shape is wrong and looks strange under lolita. Also layering. Especially as beginners, you may look at the price of some petticoats and think layering cheaper ones is a good hack. Cheaper petticoats will tend to be tulle or more prone to wilting, and you'll keep layering more on, spending more money and likely the price of one better quality one. The main thing is it's uncomfortable. Layering petticoats in history is common, but they wore corsets or stays to hold all of the petticoats, and that structured nature prevents the multiple waistbands digging in. I actually like to wear corsets with lolita because of this. If you're going to wear something to support the multiple petticoats like a corset, I recommend layering, as you won't feel them, but most people wear modern underwear, and with that you'll feel the multiple waistbands digging in, especially towards the end of a long meetup. Okay, so you've decided to buy a petticoat, but where do you get one? Ancient girlies may remember classical puppets, but we've got much more options now. Brands don't tend to make petticoats. At most, I know Bodyline did back in the day, and from what I've heard, they were not good. There are a range of Taobao brands that will suffice. I got mine secondhand from a bring and buy, but I think this is a popular style, especially in sweet lolita because of the colour. There are also indie brands. I remember Me Likes Tea. I haven't used them, but I think they have a wide range and you might be able to make a custom one. It seems to be more ethical than the Taobao options as there's a bit more transparency in production. I'm sure other brands exist, they're just the most popular in the indie lolita brand sphere, or at least they are to me. You can also make one, especially if you want something in a natural fibre or a specific shape or length, but I understand if you just want to buy one. Okay, so that's what you need to know about petticoats. Look at the table, choose the right one for you, enjoy your cord. And with that, go have fun with fashion. Okay, bye!